recognize. Sebastian, I was really interested just also to follow on from what Lily said, that what it felt like for you to get up close to that story, and did it have an effect on you? I mean, for me watching it, I felt a lot of anger for Pamela. Did you feel that yourself, and did you kind of see, wait, we've all been duped, this was not what was really going on?
Yeah, obviously. I mean, I think both Lily and I felt tremendously protective of them as the story continued, and really making sure that that sort of bond between them, that intense connection, never wavered. Sort of felt like the heartbeat throughout their story, their journey, obviously, as these things are incoming. But it definitely makes you think, certainly on an empathetical level, and makes you wonder what that might have been for them. But obviously, we'll never truly know. I mean, she was pregnant. She was trying to be a mother. They were trying to be parents. However way you decided, the media decided to look at them or spin them, you know, they certainly had reputations and personalities, and very different. But at the same time, it was the human being that I think was getting lost in the narrative. And it's true. It's been happening since, and we've become only more desensitized, in my opinion. You know, we just don't. There seems to be sort of like this entitlement that's kind of come as of recent years with, well, if you're just out there, then you're public property. You know, I can just do and say whatever I want. Doesn't matter, you know, what you're experiencing, what you're going through. And so, where is the balance of that now? What are perimeters anymore? And where is our empathy is sort of, I think, something we constantly have to ask ourselves.
Yeah, that's very well put. Thank you. You know, Lily and Sebastian, we talked in the previous panel with the hair, makeup, costume, everybody, prosthetics, about your transformations. Can you walk us through what it was like for you? Maybe start with Lily, but also, and by the way, the thing that you even had to wear a fake forehead, I could not get past that. But can you talk us through your transformations, but also how you got into the character? Because Sebastian, I believe that there were very specific things that maybe your acting coach had told you, but we'll get to that. So, and Sebastian, without being too personal, when I referred to your acting coach, what I meant was, I believe that
steel balls.
The steel balls. Sorry, yes. Because he had worked with Helen Hunt, right? And he had told her when she played a waitress to put coins in her shoes so that she would look like she was in pain. Yeah, and that gave you this idea.
Well, you know, look, it all has to do with the tremendous amount of fear that both she and I were feeling, like, up to this camera test that happened in April, because until sort of everything was on, I think both of us, we talked a lot about this, and we would check in. We'd be like, I just don't know if I can see this, and if I can't see it, then no one's going to see it. So, unfortunately, once we got to that camera test, and thanks to hair and makeup and costumes, like, I mean, it really came alive at that point. And then those guys seemed excited when we were walking towards the camera test, and we were like, okay, you know, if they're good, then we're on the right path. But it was, for me, it was just more that confidence. And look, there's no textbook for how you approach anything. You know, everything is different. And at one point, he said, you know, maybe you need to remind yourself of, when you walk into a room, you're a guy who's been famous and successful at a very young age, who, you know, carries around, you know, some weight down there. Maybe might want to actually do that. So then I just tried it, and then I had costumes build me a specific place, and you know, that was that. But there were little things like that. It was the first time I had ever worked with like a year piece. I've never done that before, because it was the energy of his energy level had to be so high all the time. And when I was like looking at videos with him all the time, I just realized, like, it's as if he never stops. He's like always playing the drums even when he's not. You know, it's just like there's always a song going on. So then I I would put this earpiece in during the scenes and play music basically off my phone. So I'm always like just hearing music, and that really helped me out.
That's extraordinary. That explains some of his kind of manic energy, which is insane, actually, to work.
Well, and also not eating helps a lot. Just don't drive anywhere in LA.